friend Snibs again, out in the garage tonight doing a little bit of goofing around and a little bit of tinkering. And I got a mail call in from Henry Ford, a little bit of a care package from him. A couple weeks ago or so, I got in a conversation with him on the phone about fixing these old Crosman 760s. And I just asked him a question. He has his kits that he sells for the 760s actually come with, and I have one in here, let me get it out, come with these black plastic pump cups. Maybe I don't have one in here anymore. Oh, there it is. So his normal 760 kits come with these black, I don't know what kind of material they're made out of, rubber or whatever, but here's a brand new one right here. The pump cup for the 760, which goes on the end of the pump arm when you pump it, and that's what he sells in there. But on one of his other eBay store items that he has these clear urethane pump cups, and I asked him what those were for, and he said sometimes when these 760s get older, they get too much wear inside the tube, and those black ones don't get a good enough seal inside of them. 90% of them they're good enough for, but for ones that won't make enough power, he sells these clear urethane ones. He said that you're just the tiniest bit bigger in diameter than the black ones and get a better seal inside of a worn tube. So I have actually two 760s now. This is the first, I have a lot more 760s, but I have two of these early edition ones. These are ones that have no scope grooves on the top, and they're wood stock with a Tootsie Roll handle. So these aren't the first edition ones that I have, but they're, I believe, second variation, I guess they'd call them. The earliest edition would actually, instead of being round right here in this little inset, would be squared off, and they had a bunch of technical problems with those, so they changed them out. But so this particular one's the first one that I got like just a few weeks ago, or maybe less than a month ago, and then this other one is the one that I actually just picked up about a week ago, and I just got done rebuilding this one, and it's shooting really, really good, very close to 500 feet per second. And I'm going to show you guys this one, and then we'll talk about that one, and then I'm going to show you how to swap out that cup, and hopefully this doesn't end up being an hour-long video. So, but I'm using my 7-grain Meisterkuggens. Try to use those for all of my speed tests in 177 calibers. That way everything's apples to apples and not, something different than others. Let me start my camera here. Got my camera on the face of the chronograph so you can see that. You hear how that's kind of squeaking? That kind of tells me that when I hear that squeaking noise, I know that it's really making a good solid connection there in the tube and really forcing that air in. Towards the end of the pumping, that usually stops, but let's go ahead and take a shot. So 487. This one was typically pushing right up around 500 feet per second. And I haven't shot this one in a couple days, so like a lot of these ones, it takes one or two shots for everything to kind of work its way back in again and start making the highest pressure. I've actually pumped this one and shot it a couple times before I started the video up, and we're still going to shoot it again just to get a baseline before we start working on it. So now this one, hopefully it doesn't make a liar out of me, but this one is shooting a good bit lower than that one is. That one, once it gets kind of worked in, will be right up around 500 feet per second. This one here's, and you hear there's No squeaking going on there. And this one, it actually shoots good and it shoots consistently, but it's just not making the same power as the other one. So 450, and like I said, that one I haven't shot yet, so probably 2 or 3 more cycles I would get right up around 500. This one, that was like the 3rd or 4th shot that I've taken on this one in the last 15 or 20 minutes. So and all the rest of them are right around 450 as well, which isn't terrible, but it is not doing the same as that one. So we're going to go ahead and stick one of these. He said it can't hurt anything if you put it in there and it doesn't change anything, but it will probably create a better seal. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So the first thing we got to do is there is a Allen set screw in the end here and a roll pin here that we have to drive out. I hate hammering with you guys on the camera, so I'm gonna knock that out and get that piece off, and then I'll be right back with you and show you how to actually swap that cup out. So stand by. Alrighty, so actually that roll pin came out pretty easy. I'm gonna bring you down here to the tabletop now and we'll take a look at it closer. But so I didn't even, so here is the pump cup. This just basically goes down inside there, and this goes down inside here. So you pull that back, and then you push this little pin out of the pump arm here, and now this pump cup assembly will come out, and hopefully we can get this apart without damaging this felt washer or man, this pump cup. It's only a month or two, less than a month old, so it should be okay. But let's go ahead and so I need to make room for the way that I do this is with a 7/16 wrench. Maybe I can get it in there around the felt. I don't know. Normally when I'm replacing, I have a new felt and a new pump cup, so. Let's see what we can do. So let me bring you guys back here to showing you the vise. And what I do is I clamp the actual wrench into the vise here. And I'm going to be hammering here, but I think you guys want to see this. So I actually take my biggest size punch, which is a 1/4 inch punch, and let me show you this before I start. So if you look at the end of this pump cup here, there's a brass ring and then there's a aluminum center there, and that aluminum center is where you want to be punching when you're driving this out. Wrench has a tendency to try to ride up on you. It's coming out. There it goes. Alright, and don't lose your pieces. Okay, so I've got the rod out of there. Let's just, I think I have one more felt washer. Oh, that one looks okay. Dropped stuff on the floor. Stand by. All right. Well, luckily, the garage gremlins that I have out here didn't suck up all those pieces, and I was actually able to find them all. So let's get back to this. All right, so what we have here now is here's the old pump cup. I'll save that one because there's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't make a good seal in this gun, and it's down the road. It might come in handy for a different one. So let's get one of these urethane pump cups out. Let's see if there's, yeah, I guess there's just the tiniest bit of noticeable difference in the size of that pump cup. So what we're going to do is put this all back together. Now this will, you want the felt washer on there, and then there's this aluminum washer, and that goes on, it holds the felt washer in place. Then you want your pump cup, and then you start with, so now this brass fitting has a chamfered edge in the bottom that goes down. And let me bring you back out again to the vise. Apologize for all the back and forth, but I thought you guys would appreciate seeing how this is done. So now you just clamp that black barrel of the pump arm into the vise. We're just going to drive that brass, and be careful not to nick your pump cup at all, but just slowly work that brass ring back down onto the aluminum post until they're both flush, almost there. Almost there. There we go. All right, so now we are flush. We got our new urethane bushing on there. Bring you back over here. And the reassembly is basically reverse order. You put the solid pin back into the pump arm here, and let me get some oil on that. Get some oil on that cup so it doesn't get chafed while we're trying to put it into the, a little bit more oil on the, that one's gone. Okay, so can't hurt to put a little bit too much oil on there. So now we're gonna take care and slowly work this pump cup back into the air tube. Again, taking care not to, hopefully not catch it on anything on the way in. There are these it does have a pretty much a lot tighter fit than the original one did, for sure. But let's normally I'm putting it, there it goes. Okay, so we want to be careful, right? There's actually a little squared off spot right here. You want to make sure you don't catch there. That's the last kind of danger spot. There she goes. There we go. All right, well, hopefully I didn't nick anything while I was doing that, but it should be okay. So now the last thing we got to do is get this roll pin back in here. hate to pound on this while you guys are on camera. It annoys me so, but we'll go ahead and do it. Okay, and then the last thing is this little set screw up on top here. It's a, what is that? 5/64 Allen screw. Wow. Alrighty, so it's making air. Let me bring you back up here. Sorry about all the jittering around with the camera, but I think we got it. Let's go ahead and get the Meisterkuggens back out here. Start my camera on the chronograph back up again. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Definitely feels like it's pumping up, just still ain't making that squeaking noise, but 477, it's better. Let's do another one. So I do have one problem with this one. It keeps blowing the bolt open, and that doesn't help anything either, so. I can definitely feel it's making a lot more pressure. I'm going to hold that bolt closed and .467. All right. Well, these actually do take a little bit of breaking into, so it might still come up some. It might be the internal valve might not be holding the pressure as much as it definitely feels like it's making more pressure. It's going down. Alrighty, well, maybe this particular one's only made. Maybe this one's only going to make 460 maximum. Coming back up. Let's do one more. I mean, I'm not unhappy with the performance it had. I thought maybe it would be nice to try to get a little more out of it, though. These are just plinking guns anyway, but oh, got an error. Come on. I wasn't holding it straight across the... Now she's coming up. There we go. Probably a few more shots and this one will be right up there with the other one, so that's nice. I always like it when a job comes together. But anyway, a lot longer than I expected it to be, but there you go. We swapped out the pump cup. Probably nothing wrong with this black one. It's just These urethane ones are a little more spongy, little better sealing inside the tube for a worn out 60 plus year old or 50 plus year old Crosman 760. So anyway, hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.